'Tis now struck 12. Get thee to bed, Francisco.
For this relief, much thanks. 'Tis bitter cold, and I am sick at heart.
Have you had quiet guard?
Not a mouse stirring.
Well, good night. And if you do meet Horatio and Marcellus, the rivals of my watch, bid them make haste.
I think I hear them. Stand ho! Who's there?
Friends to this ground.
And liegemen to the day.
Give you good night.
Oh, farewell, honest soldier. What relieved you?
Bernardo has my place.
Hello, Bernardo!
Say what? Is Horatio there?
A piece of it.
Welcome, Horatio. Welcome, good Marcellus.
What, has this thing appeared again tonight?
I have seen nothing.
Horatio says 'tis but our fantasy. Therefore, I have entreated him along with us to watch the minutes of this night. Then again, if this apparition come, he may improve our eyes and speak to it.
Touch, touched will not appear.
Sit down, lad, and let us once again assail your ears that are so fortified against our story, what we have 2 nights seen.
Well, sit we down and let us hear Bernardo speak of this.
Last night of all, when yon same star that's westward from the pole had made his course to illume that part of heaven where now it stands, Marcellus and myself, the bell...
break thee off! Look, where it comes again!
In the same figure, like the king that's dead!
Thou art a scholar! Speak to it, Horatio!
Was it not like the king? Mark it, Horatio!
Most like. It harrows me with fear and wonder.
Question it, Horatio!
What art thou, that usurpest this time of night, together in that fair and warlike form in which the majesty of Mary Denmark can sometimes march? By heaven I charge thee, speak.
Oh, it is offended!
Stay. Speak. Speak. I charge thee, speak.
'Tis gone, and will not answer.
How now, Horatio? You tremble and look pale. Is this not more than fantasy? What think you on it?
Before my God, I might not disbelieve without the sensible and true avouch of mine own eyes.
Was it not like the king?
As thou art thyself. Such was the very armor he had on when he the ambitious Norway combated. 'Tis strange. This bodes some strange eruption to our state.
Now, sit down and tell me, he that knows, why this same most strict and observant watch so nightly toils the subject of this land, and why such daily cast of brazen cannon and foreign mark for implements of war? Oh, what might be toward that this sweaty haste doth make the night join labor with the day? Who is that can inform me?
That can I, at least the whisper goes so. Our last king, whose image even but now appeared to us, was by Fortinbras of Norway dared to the combat, in which our valiant Hamlet did slay this Fortinbras, who, by a sealed compact, well ratified by law and heraldry, did forfeit, with his life, all those his lands which he stood seized of to the conqueror. Now, sirs, young Fortinbras, of unimproved metal hot and full, hath here and there in the skirts of Norway sharked up a list of lawless resolutes, to recover of us by strong hand and terms compulsatory all those lands so by his father lost. And this, I take it, is the main motive of our preparations, the source of this our watch, and the chief head of this post-haste and rummage in the land.
I think it be no other, but even so, well may it sort that this pretentious figure comes through our watch, much like the king that was and is the question of these wars.
But soft. Behold, lo, where it comes again. I'll cross it though it blast me. Stay, illusion. If thou hast any sound or use of voice, speak to me. If there be any good thing to be done for me, speak to me. If thou art privy to thy country's fate, oh, speak. Speak of it. Stay and speak.
'Tis gone!
I was about to speak when the cock crew.
And then it started like a guilty thing upon a fearful summons. But look, the morn in russet mantle clad walks o'er the dew of yon high eastward hill. Break we our watch up, and by my advice let me impart what we have seen tonight unto young Hamlet. Upon my life the spirit dumb to us will speak to him.
I pray, go to him. I this morning know where you will find him most memory be green. And that it is befitted to bear our hearts in grief, and our whole kingdom to be contracted in one brow of woe. Yet so far hath discretion fought with nature, that we with wisest sorrow think of him, together with remembrance of ourselves. Therefore, our sometime sister, now our queen, the imperial jointress to this warlike state, an equal scale weighing delight and dole taken to wife. For all our thanks. Now follows, as you know, young Fortinbras, holding a weak supposal of our worth, or thinking by our late dear brother's death, our state to be disjoint and out of frame, hath not failed to pester us with message, importing the surrender of those lands lost by his father.
So much for him. Now for us and our time of meeting. We have here Fritz Norway, uncle of young Fortinbras. And Laertes, what's the news with you? You told us of some suit. The head is not more native to the heart of the hand, more instrumental to the mouth than is the throne of Denmark to thy father. What wouldst thou have, Laertes?
My dread lord, your leave and favor to return to France, from whence, though willingly I came to Denmark to show my duty in your coronation. Yet now I must confess that duty done, my thoughts and wishes bend again towards France, and bow them to your gracious leave and pardon.
Have your father's leave? What says Polonius?
He hath, my lord, run from me my slow leave by laborsome petition, and upon his will I sealed my hard consent. I do beseech you give him leave to go.
Take thy fair hour, Laertes, time be thine, and thy best graces spend it at thy will. Now, my cousin Hamlet and my son,
a little more than kin and less than kind.
How is it that the clouds still hang on you?
Not so, my lord, I am too much in the sun.
Good Hamlet, cast thy nighted color off, and let thine eye look like a friend on Denmark. Do not forever with thy veiled lids seek for thy noble father in the dust. Thou know'st 'tis common, all that lives must die, passing through nature to eternity.
Aye, madam, it is common.
If it be, why seems it so particular with thee?
Seems. Nay, madam, it is, I know not seems. 'Tis not alone my inky cloak, good mother, nor customary suits of solemn black, nor windy suspirations of forced breath, that, together with all forms, shapes, and functions of grief that can denote me truly, for I have that within that passeth show, these but the trappings and suits of woe.
'Tis sweet and commendable, Hamlet, to show these mourning duties to your father. But you know, your father lost a father. That father lost his, and the survivor, bound in filial obligation to do obsequious sorrow for some term. But to persever in obstinate condolement is a course of stubbornness.
Impious stubbornness, 'tis unmanly grief. It shows a will most incorrect to heaven, a fault against the dead, a fault to nature. We pray you, throw to earth this unprevailing woe, and think of us as of a father. For, let the world take note, you are the most immediate to our throne, and with no less nobility of love than that which dearest father bears his son, do I impart toward you. For your intent on going back to school in Wittenberg is most retrograde to our desire, and we beseech you, bend you to remain here in the cheer and comfort of our eye, our chiefest courtier, cousin, and our son.
Let not thy mother lose her prayers, Hamlet. I pray you, stay with us, go not to Wittenberg.
I shall in all my best obey you, madam.
Wise is a loving and fair reply, be as ourself in Denmark. Madam, come. This gentle and unforced accord of Hamlet sits smiling to my heart. Come away.
Oh, that this too solid flesh would melt, thaw, resolve itself into a dew, or the everlasting had not fixed his canon against self-slaughter. Oh God! God, how weary, flat, stale, and unprofitable seem to me all the uses of this world. Fie on it is an unweeded garden that grows to seed, things rank and gross in nature possessive merely. That it should come to this. But 2 months dead, nay, not so much, not 2. So excellent a king, so loving to my mother, heaven and earth, must I remember why she would hang on him as though increase of appetite had grown by what it fed on, and yet within a month, God, a beast that wants discourse of reason, or more longer, within a month she married to my uncle, my father's brother, yet no more like my father than I to Hercules. Wicked haste. It is not, nor it cannot come to good. But hold my heart, for I must hold my tongue.
Hail to your lordship.
I am glad to see you well, Horatio. I do forget myself.
The same, my lord, and your poor servant ever.
And my good friend, I'll change that name to you. But what makes you so Wittenberg?
A true indisposition, good my friend.
I would not hear your enemies say so, nor will you do mine the violence of making it truster of your own report against yourself. I know you are no truant, but what is your affair at Elsinore? Teach you to drink deep ere you depart.
I came to see your father's funeral.
I prithee, do not mock me, fellow student. I was to see my mother's wedding.
Indeed, my lord, it followed hard upon.
Thrift, Horatio, the funeral baked meats did hopefully furnish forth the marriage tables. Would I had met my dearest foe in heaven, or ere I lived to see that day. My father, as I see my father.
Where, my lord?
In my mind's eye, Horatio.
Hamlet, I think I saw him yesternight.
Saw?
Who? The king, your father.
The king, my father?
Seizing your admiration for a
For
while.
God's love, let me hear. But where was this?
Upon the platform where we watched.
Did you not speak to it?
I did, but answer made it none. The morning cock crew loud and after sound, it shrunk in haste away and vanished from our sight.
It is very strange.
As I do live, my honored friend, 'tis true.
Indeed, but this troubles me. Would I have been there? I'll watch tonight. Perchance we'll walk again.
I warrant it will.
If it assume my noble father's person, I'll speak to it, though hell itself should gape and bid me hold my peace. Let it be tenable in your silence still, and whatsoe'er shall hap tonight, give it an understanding, but no tongue. I will requite your loves. Upon the platform twixt 11 and 12, I'll meet with you.
My duty to your honor.
Your love as mine to you. Farewell. My father's spirit in arms. All is not well. I doubt some foul play. Would that the night were come. Till then, my soul sits still. Foul deeds will rise, though all earth were welcome to men's eyes.
The virtue of his will, but you must fear. His greatness weighs
not his own, for he himself is subject to his birth. He may not, as unvalued persons do, carve for himself, for on his choice depends the safety and health of his whole state. Then, if he says he loves you, weigh what loss your honor might sustain, if you with too credent ear list his songs, or lose your heart, or your chaste treasure open to his unmasked importunity. Fear it! Ophelia! Fear it, dear sis. The chariot's maid is prodigal enough if she unmasked her duty to the moon. Be wary, then. Best safety lies in fear. Youth himself rebels when none else is near.
Shall this good lesson keep his watchman to my heart? But could my brother do not, as some ungracious pastors do, show me the steep and thorny way to heaven, whilst, like a puffed and reckless libertine, himself the primrose path of dalliance treads, and recks not his own reed?
Oh, fear ye not. I stay long. Careful.
Get here, Laertes, aboard! Aboard, for shame, the wind sits in the shoulder of your sail, and you are stable. There, my blessing with thee, and these few precepts in thy memory, see thou character. Give thy thoughts no tongue, nor any unproportioned thought his act. Be thou familiar, but by no means vulgar. Beware of entrance to a quarrel, but being in, bear it, that the opposed may beware of thee. Give every man thy ear, but few thy voice. Take each man's censure, but reserve thy judgment. Costly thy habits as thy purse can buy, but not expressed in fancy. Rich, not gaudy, for apparel oft proclaims the man. Neither a borrower nor a lender be, for loan oft loses both itself and friend, and borrowing dulls the edge of husbandry. This, above all, to thy own self be true. And it must follow as the night the day. Thou canst not then be false to any man. Farewell. My blessing season this in thee. The time invites you go. Your servants tend.
Farewell, Ophelia. And remember well what I have said to you. 'Tis in my memory locked, and you yourself shall keep the key of it. Farewell.
What is it, Ophelia, we have said to you?
So please you something touching the Lord Hamlet.
Marry, well, we thought. 'Tis told me he hath very oft of late given private time to you. What is between you? Give me up the truth.
He hath, my lord of late, made many tenders of his affection toward me.
Affection! You speak like a green girl, unsifted in such perilous circumstance. Do you believe these tenders, as you call them?
I know not, my lord, what I should think.
Marry, I'll teach you. Tender yourself more dearly, or you'll tender me a fool.
But, my lord, he hath importuned me with love and honorable fashion, and hath given countenance to his speech, my lord. Nearly all the holy vows of heaven.
When the blood burns, how prodigal the soul lends, the tongue vows. These blazes, daughter, giving more light and heat extinct in both, even in their promise, as it is a making, you must not take for fire. For Lord Hamlet is young, and on a larger tether may he walk than may be given you. And few, Ophelia, do not believe these vows, for they are brokers. I would not, in plain terms forth, have you slander any moment leisure as to give words or talk with the Lord Hamlet. Look to it, I charge you. Come your ways.
I shall obey, my lord.
The air bites shrewdly. It is very cold.
It is a nipping and an eager air.
What hour is it?
I think it lacks of 12.
Nay, it is struck.
Indeed? Then it is near the season in which the spirit health is wont to walk. Look, my lord, it comes.
Angels and ministers of grace defend us. Bring with thee airs from heaven or blasts from hell. Tell why thy canonized bones have burst their cerements. Why the sepulchre hath oped his ponderous marble jaws to cast thee up again. Say why thou, dead corse, again in complete steel revisits thus the glimpses of the moon, making the night hideous, and we, fools of nature, shake with thoughts beyond the reaches of our souls. What should we do? Why? Wherefore? I'll speak to you all, call thee king, Hamlet, royal Dane, faller!
It beckons you to go away with it, as if in some impertinent desire to you alone. It waves you to more removed ground. Do not go with it.
Bids me go, oh,
Do not, my friend.
why? What should be the fear? I do not set my life on a king's fee, and as for my soul, what can it do to that, being a thing immortal itself? It bids me go, I will follow.
What if it tempt you toward the flood, or to the dreadful summit of the cliff, and there assume some other horrible form and draw you into madness? Think of it. The very place puts toys of desperation, without more motive, into every mind that looks so many fathoms to the sea and hears it roar beneath.
He wears me still. Go to, O home.
Do not, my friend.
Hold off my hands.
If ruled, you shall not go.
My fate cries out, still I am called. Unhand me, Horatio. By God, I'll make a ghost of him that lets me. Hold off my hands, I say away. Go to. I'll follow thee.
He waxes desperate with imagination. Something is rotted in the state of Denmark. Heaven will direct it. Nay, I'll follow him.
Where wilt thou lead me? Speak. I'll go no further. Speak. I'm bound to hear.
So art thou to revenge, when thou shalt hear.
What?
My hour is almost come, when I to sulphurous and tormenting flames must render up myself. I am thy father's spirit, doomed for a certain time to walk the night, and in the day confined to fast and fires, until the foul crimes done in my days of nature are burnt and purged away. But that I am forbid to tell the secrets of my prison house, I could a tale unfold, whose lightest word would herald thy soul, freeze thy young blood, make thy eyes like stars start from their spheres. But this eternal blazon must not be to ears of flesh and blood. List, list, oh list, if thou didst ever thy dear father love,
Oh God!
revenge, his foul and most unnatural murder.
Murder.
Murder most foul, as in the best it is.
Tell me who has done this, so I, with wings as swift as meditation or the thoughts of love, may sweep to my revenge.
I find thee apt now, Hamlet. Here. 'Tis given out that sleeping in my orchard a serpent stung me. So, by a forged process of my death, is the whole ear of Denmark rankly my most seeming virtuous queen. Oh, Hamlet, what a falling off was there. But softly, methinks I scent the morning air. Brief must I be. Sleeping in my orchard, my custom always of the afternoon, upon my secure hour thy uncle stole, with juice of cursed Hebanon in a vial, and into the porches of my ears did pour the leprous distilment. Thus was I, sleeping by a brother's hand, of life, of crown, of queen! At once dispatched, cut off, even in the blossoms of my sin. Unhoused, disappointed, unanailed, no reckoning made but sent to my account with all my imperfections on my head. Oh, horrible, horrible, most horrible. If thou hast nature in thee, let not the royal bed of Denmark be a couch of luxury and damned incest. But, howsoever thou pursuest this act, taint not thy mind, nor let thy soul contrive against thy mother aught. Leave her to heaven, and to those thorns which lodge in her bosom to prick and sting her. Fare thee well. The glowworm shows the mountain to be near, and bids to pale as ineffectual fire. Adieu. Adieu, Hamlet. Remember me.
Oh, you hosts of heaven! Oh, what else shall I trouble hell? Oh, my God. Remember me. Yes, by heaven, thy commandment, all alone will sit within the open volume of my brain. Most pernicious woman. Villain, villain, smile attempt, villain meet. It is, I set it down, that one smile and be a villain. Yes, I'm sure it may be so in Denmark. So, uncle, there you are. Remember me. I've sworn it.
Hamlet! Hamlet, heaven secure him. Hello, ho, ho, good friend.
Hello, ho, ho, come, come.
What news, my friend?
Oh, wonderful.
Good, my friend, tell it.
No, you reveal it.
Not by my heaven.
I think it fit that we shake hands and part. You as your business and destiny would point you. Look you now. I go to pray.
These are but wild and whirling words.
I am sorry if they offend you heartily, faith, heartily.
There's no offense.
Yes, there is, and much offense too. Touching this vision. It is an honest spirit that can tell you. Good friend, as you are a scholar and a friend, give me one poor request.
What is thy will?
Never make known what you have seen tonight.
Good, my friend, I will not.
Nay, swear it.
In faith, my friend, not I.
Upon my sword. Indeed, upon my sword. You hear this fellow in the cellarage consent to swear.
Oh, day and night, but this is wondrous strange.
And as a stranger giveth welcome, there are more things in heaven and earth. Good Horatio, you're dreamt of in your philosophy. But here, as before, never, so help you mercy, how strange or odd soe'er I bear myself, as I perchance hereafter shall think me to put an antic disposition on, that you, such time seeing me, never make known that you know aught of me. So grace and mercy at your most need help you, swear. Rest! Rest, perturbed spirit!
I swear.
With all my love I do commend me to you. And whatso poor a man as Hamlet can give to show his love and friending to you, God willing, will not lack. Let us go together within. But still, your finger on your lips, I pray you. Time is out of joint. Cursed spite that I was ever born to set it right.
Long stayed he so, at last he loosed a sigh so piteous and profound as it did seem to end his being. That done, he lets me go and went out of doors again without his eyes, for to the last they bent their light on me.
This is the very ecstasy of love. Come, go with me, we will go seek the king.
But I did as you did command. I did repel his letters. I denied his access to me.
This hath made him mad. I am sorry. I am sorry that with better heed and judgment I had not quoted him. I feared he did but trifle and meant to wreck thee, but beshrew me. By heaven, it is as proper to our age to cast beyond ourselves in our opinions, as it is common for the younger sort to lack discretion. Come, go we to the king, this must be known, which, being kept close, might cause more grief to hide than hate to utter love.
Welcome, dear Rosencrantz and Guildenstern. The need we have to use you to provoke our hasty sending. Something have you heard of Hamlet's transformation? What it should be more than his father's death, that hath thus put him so far from the understanding of himself I cannot dream of. I entreat you both that, being of so young days brought up with him, to draw him on to pleasures, and together, whether aught to us unknown afflicts him thus, that, opened, lies within our remedy.
Good gentlemen, he hath much talked of you, and I am sure two women are not living to whom he more adheres. If it will please you to show us so much gentry and goodwill for the supply and profit of our hope as to expend your time with us a while, your visitation shall receive such thanks as fits a king's remembrance.
Both your majesties might, by the sovereign power you have of us, put your dread pleasure more into command than entreaty. But we both obey. And here, giving up ourselves in the full bent to lay our services freely at your feet.
Thank you, Rosencrantz and gentle Guildenstern.
Thank you, Guildenstern and gentle Rosencrantz. And I beseech you instantly to visit my too much changed son.
Heaven make our presence and our practices both pleasant and helpful to him.
Aye, amen.
The ambassadors from Norway, my good lord, are joyfully returned.
Thou still hast been the father of good news.
Have I, my lord? I assure my liege, I hold my duty as I hold my soul, both to my God and to my gracious king. And I do think I have found the very cause of Hamlet's lunacy.
Oh, speak of that, that do I long to hear.
I doubt it is no other but the main, his father's death and our hasty marriage.
My liege in that. To expostulate what majesty should be, what duty is, why day is day, night, and time is time. Were nothing more but to waste night, day, and time. Therefore, since brevity is the soul of wit, and tediousness the limbs and outward flourishes, I will be brief. Your noble son is mad. Mad call I it, for to define true madness, what is it but to be nothing else but mad?
More matter with less art.
Madam, I swear, I use no art at all. That he is mad, 'tis true. 'Tis true, 'tis pity, and pity 'tis true. A foolish figure, but farewell it, for I will use no art. Mad, let us grant him then. And now remains that we find the cause of this effect, or rather say the cause of this defect, for this effect, defective, comes by cause. I have a daughter. Who, in her duty and obedience, hath given me this. Now, gather and surmise. Doubt thou the stars are fire, doubt that the sun doth move, doubt truth to be a liar, but never doubt I love thine evermore most dear lady, Hamlet. This, in her obedience, hath my daughter shown me.
But how hath she received his love?
What do you think of me?
As a man faithful and honorable.
I would fain prove so, but I went round to work, and my young mistress thus I did bespeak. Lord Hamlet is a prince. Out of thy star this cannot be. And thus I precepts gave her that she should lock herself from his resort. Being done, he, repulsed, fell into a sadness, and into a fast, thence into the madness wherein now he raves and we all mourn for.
Do you think
It may be, very likely.
Take this from this, if this be otherwise. If circumstances lead me, I will find where truth is hid. You know, Sometimes he walks 4 hours together here in the lobby. At such a time, I'll loose my daughter to him. Be you and I behind an arras that mark the encounter. If he love her not, let me be no assistant for a state.
We will try it. But where sadly the poor wretch comes reading.
Oh, away. I do beseech you both away. I'll board him presently. How does the good Lord Hamlet?
Well, God have mercy.
Do you know me, my lord?
Oh, excellent. Well, you are a fishmonger.
Not I, my lord. What do you read, my lord?
Words.
What is the matter?
Between who?
The matter with which you read.
It is slander, sir, for... Here, the security word says that old men have gray beards, yet you yourself should be as old as I am. Like a crab, you could go backward.
Though this be madness, yet there is method in it. My humble lord, I will most honorably take my leave of you.
There was nothing you could more willingly take from me withal, except my life. Except my life. Except my life.
Fare you well, my lord.
These tedious old fools.
There is my honor, dear lord. What's the Prince Hamlet?
My most dear lord.
Excellent good friends, Rosencrantz, Guildenstern, how dost thou, ladies?
As the indifferent children of the earth.
Happy in that we are not, or happy on Fortune's cap, we are not the very button.
Nor the soles of her shoes.
Nay, her privates we.
Let me question a little more in particular. What have you deserved at the hands of Fortune that she sends you hence to prison?
Prison, my lord?
Denmark's a prison.
Then is the world one.
A goodly one in which there are many confined wards and dungeons, Denmark being one of the worst.
Good my lord, we think not so.
Then it is not so to you, for there is nothing neither good nor bad, but thinking makes it so. To me, it is a prison.
Then your ambition makes it one.
Not so. I could be bounded in a nutshell and count myself the king of infinite space. Were it not that I have bad dreams. Shall we to the court for... By my fay, I cannot reason.
We'll wait upon you.
No, I'll not sort you with the rest of my servants, for to speak to you like an honest man, I am very ill attended. But what in the beaten way of friendship make you to Denmark?
Why, to visit you, my lord, no other occasion.
Were you not sent for? Is it your own inclining? Come, deal justly with me.
Well, what should we say, my lord?
Why, anything but to the purpose. There is a kind of confession in your looks. I know the king and queen have sent for you.
To what end, my lord?
That you must teach me.
What say you?
If you love me, hold not off.
My lord, we were sent for.
I will tell you why. So shall my anticipation prevent your discovery. I have of late lost all my mirth, forgone all custom of exercise. The earth, this most excellent canopy, the air, this majestical roof fretted o'er with golden fire, this brave o'erhanging firmament, why it seems to me no other thing than a foul and pestilent congregation of vapors. What a piece of work is a man. How noble in faculty, how infinite in reason, in action, how like an angel, in apprehension, how like a god, yet to me, what is this quintessence of dust? No, man delights me not. No, nor woman neither. By your smiling, you seem to say so.
My lord, there was no such stuff in my thoughts.
Then why did you laugh?
Why, to think if man delights you not, what left in entertainment the players shall receive from you. We coded them hence, and thither are they coming.
What players are they?
Even those you were wont to take delight in, the tragedians of the city.
And there are the players!
Welcome to Elle. He who plays the prince shall be welcome. Come, your hands. But my mother and uncle are deceived.
In what, my lord?
I am mad, but north-northwest. When the wind is southerly, I will honk from a handsaw. You are welcome, masters. Welcome all. Come. Passionate speech. Come, a taste of your talent.
What speech, my lord?
I heard you speak a speech once, but it was never acted. If it live in your memory still, begin with this line. With blood of fathers, mothers, daughters, sons, baked and impasted on the parching earth, with no less remorse, Priam, Pyrrhus' sword, now falls on Priam. So proceed you.
For God, my lord, well spoken.
Oh, go on, go on.
But, as we have often seen, against some storm, a silence in the heavens.
The rack stands still, the bold wind speechless, and the orb below as hush as night.
Anon, the dreadful thunder doth rend the region.
This is too long.
It's a shout to the barber with your beard. Stay on, I pray you, stay on.
But who, oh who, had seen the mobled queen?
The mobled queen?
That's great. Mobled queen is great.
Run barefoot up and down, threatening the flames. With bizen room, a clout upon that head where late the diadem stood, and, for a robe, about her lank and all o'er-teamed loins, a blanket in the alarm of fear of caught up.
And so, aroused after Pyrrhus' pause, aroused vengeance set her new a work, with tongue in venom steeped against fortune's stake. Out! Out those trumpet fortune! All you gods in general synod, take away her power!
But if the gods themselves did see her then, when she saw Pyrrhus make malicious sport in mincing with his sword her husband's limbs, the instant burst of clamor that she made, unless things mortal moved them not at all, would have made milch the burning eyes of heaven and passion in the gods.
Look whether he has not turned his color and has tears in his eyes. Pray you no more.
'Tis most excellently spoken. Go a little within. We'll have a play tomorrow night. Good friend, dost thou know the murder of Gonzaga?
Aye, my lord.
We'll have it tomorrow night.
Aye, my lord.
Now I know. What a rogue and peasant slave am I. Is it not monstrous that this player, but in a fiction, in a dream of passion, could force his soul so to his own conceit that from her, working all his visage wand, tears in his eyes, a broken voice, and his whole function suiting with forms to his conceit, and all for nothing? What would he do had he the motive and the cue for passion I have? Why, he would drown the stage with tears, yet I, a dull and muddy-mettled rascal, could say nothing. Am I vengeance. It is most brave that I, who has a father killed, a mother stayed, brought into my revenge, my heaven and hell must like a car unpack my heart with words and fall a cursing. Fie upon it, foe, about my brain. I've heard that guilty creatures sitting at a play have been, by the cunning of the scene, struck to the very soul that presently they proclaimed their malefactions. I'll play something like the murder of my father before my uncle. If he but blench, I know my course. For this spirit may be a devil, and the devil hath the power to take a pleasing form. Yea, and in my melancholy and weakness abuses me to damn me. I'll have grounds more relative than this. The play's the thing, wherein I'll catch the conscience of the king.
Circumstance, get from him why he puts on this confusion?
He does confess he feels himself distracted, but from what cause he will by no means speak. He, with a crafty madness, keeps himself aloof, when we would bring him on to some confession of his true state.
Did he receive you well?
Most like a gentleman.
Did you assay him to any pastime?
Madam, it so fell out that certain players we are wrought on the way. Of these we told him, and it did seem in him a kind of joy to hear of it. They are about the court, and as I think have already ordered this night to play before him.
With all my heart, and it doth much content me to hear him so inclined. Good gentlemen, give him a further edge, and drive his purpose on to these delights.
Madam, we will. Most holy and religious fear it is to keep those many, many bodies safe that live and feed upon the majesty.
The cease of majesty dies not alone, but like a gulf, draws all that's near it with it. It is the massy wheel, fixed on the summit of the highest point, which, when it falls, each petty consequence attends the boisterous ruin. Never alone did the king sigh, but with a general groan.
What ho, Horatio?
Here, sweet Hamlet, at your service.
Horatio, thou art e'en as just a man as ere my conversation cope withal.
Oh, my dear lord.
Nay, do not think I flatter. Give me that man who is not passion's slave, and I will hold him in my heart's core. Aye, in my heart of hearts, as I do thee. It is a play tonight before the king, one scene of which comes very near the circumstance which I have told him surrounding my father's death. I prithee, when that scene is afoot, observe mine uncle. My eyes will rivet to his face, and afterwards we will join both our judgments in censure of his scene.
Well, my friend, if he steal off the whilst this play is playing and escape detecting, I will pay the theft.
They're coming to the play. I must be idle. Take your place.
How fares our cousin Hamlet?
Excellent, well, i' faith. I eat of the chameleon's dish. The air, promise crammed. You could not feed capons, so.
I'll have nothing with this answer, Hamlet. These words are not mine.
No, nor mine now neither.
Come hither, my dear Hamlet, sit by me.
No, mother. Here's metal more attractive.
Oh, ho, you mark that.
Lady, shall I lie in your lap? I mean my head in your lap.
Aye, my lord.
Did you think I meant country matters?
I think nothing, my lord.
'Tis a fair thought to think nothing.
You're merry, my lord.
Who, I?
Aye.
Aye, or any show you'll show him.
Or not. Among the play.
Many journeys may the sun and moon make us again count, or ere love be done.
Faith, I must leave thee, love, and shortly too, and thou shalt live in this fair world behind.
Oh, confound the rest! In second love let me be accursed, for none wed the second but who killed the first.
'Tis deeply sworn. Sweet, leave me here a while. I will sleep.
Madam, how like you this play?
The lady doth protest too much, methinks.
Oh, but she'll keep her word.
What do you call the play?
The Mousetrap. It is the very image of a murder done in Vienna. Oh, mark you, here is one Lucianus, nephew to the king.
You're as good as a chorus, my lord.
I could interpret between you and your love if I could see the puppets dallying.
You're cute.
Thoughts black, hands apt, drugs fit and time agreeing. Thy natural magic and dire property, unwholesome life, usurp immediately.
The king rises.
What, frighted with false fire?
How fares my lord?
Give over the play.
Give me some light, away!
Let the stricken deer go weep. Horatio, didst perceive?
Very well.
Upon talk of the poisoning.
I did very well note him.
I'll take the ghost word for £1,000.
Good, my lord. Vouchsafe me a word with you.
Sir, a whole history.
The king, sir,
Aye, sir, what of him?
is in his retirement marvelous displeased.
You're welcome.
Nay, good my lord, this courtesy is not of the right breed. Your behavior, it hath struck him into amazement and into admiration.
Have you any further trade with us?
Good my lord, you did love me once.
So do I still by these pickers and stealers.
Good my lord, what is the cause of your distemper? You do surely bar the door upon your own liberty if you will not disclose your griefs to your friends.
Will you play upon this pile?
My lord, I cannot.
I prithee.
Believe me, I cannot.
Guildenstern,
I know no touch of it, my lord.
it is as easy as lying.
My lord, I have not the skill.
What a poor thing you make of me. You would play on me. You would pluck out the heart of my mystery. You would sound me from my lowest note to the top of my compass, and there is much music, excellent voice in this little organ, but you cannot make it speak. Blood, do you think I'm easier to be played on than a pipe? Call me what instrument you will, good friend, you cannot play me.
My lord, the queen, your mother, in most great affliction of spirit, hath sent me to you. She would speak with you in her closet, and presently.
Then I will go to her were she 10 times my mother. It is now the very witching hour of night. When churchyards yawn and hell itself breathes out contagion to this world. Heart that was not by nature. I will be cruel, but not unnatural. I will speak daggers to her, but use none.
There's something in his soul, or which his melancholy sits unbrewed, and I do fear the hatch and the disclose will be some danger.
Yet do I believe the origin and commencement of his grief sprung from neglected love.
For your part, good Ophelia, I do hope that your good beauties be the happy cause of his wildness, so shall I hope your virtues will bring him to his wonted ways again, for both your honors.
Madam, I wish it may. Soft, I hear Hamlet come.
Very well, you may leave us. For now, it may appear that he may hear us tour by accident affront Ophelia, and gather by him as he is behaved, if it be the affliction of his love or no, that thus puts him so far from himself.
Ophelia, walk you here. My lord, so please you, we will hide ourselves. Read on this book. That show of such an exercise may color your loneliness. I hear him coming. Let's withdraw, my lord.
Soft, the fair Ophelia. Nymph, my orisons be all my sins remembered.
Good my lord, how does your honor for this many a day?
We thank thee well. Well.
Hamlet, I have remembrances of yours that I have longed to deliver. I pray you now receive them.
No, not I. I never gave you aught.
My honored prince, you know right when you did. Take these again. For to the noble mind, rich gifts wax poor when givers prove unkind. Hamlet.
Where is your father?
At home, my lord?
Are you honest?
What?
Are you fair?
What means your lordship?
For if you be both honest and fair, your honesty should admit no discourse to your beauty.
Could beauty have better commerce than honesty?
Aye, true, for the power of beauty will sooner transform honesty from what she is to a bond than can the power of honesty transform beauty to his likeness. This was a sometime paradox, but now the time doth give it proof. Let the doors be shut upon your father, so that he may play the fool in nowhere but his own home! Farewell. I did love thee once.
Indeed, you made me believe so.
You should not have believed me, for virtue cannot so inoculate our old stock but we shall relish of it. I would my mother had not borne me. I have with more offences at my beck than I have thoughts to put them in. I loved thee not.
I was the more deceived.
We are arrant knaves all, believe none of us. Get thee to a nunnery. Why wouldst thou be a breeder of sinners? Oh, no more on it. Go to it, it made me mad. I say, we will have no more marriages. Those who are married already, all but one will live. The rest will keep as they are. To a nunnery. Go. You do marry. I give thee this plague for thy dowry. Be thou as chaste as ice, as pure as snow. You shall not escape calumny. Farewell. Or, if thou dost marry a fool. For wise men know well enough what monsters they may make of you.
Help him, you sweet heavens, heavenly powers restore.
I have heard, too, of your paintings. God has given you one face and you make yourself another. You jig, you animal, you lisping, you nickname God's creatures. To a nunnery. Go, and quickly, too. Farewell.
What a noble mind this hero through! And I have ladies most dejected, wretched, that the honey of his music vows like sweet bells jangled out of tune and harsh, that unmatched form
form and feature of lone youth blasted with ecstasy.
Woe is me to have seen what I have seen, see what I see.
Love's affections do not that way tend.
Nor what he spake, though it lacked form a little, was not like madness.
How now, Ophelia? You need not tell us what Lord Hamlet said, we heard it all. My lord, do as you please, but if you hold it fit, let his queen mother all alone entreat him to show his grief. I'll be placed so please you in the ear of all their commons. If she find him not, to England send him.
It shall be so. Madness and great ones must not watch it go.
He's going to his mother's closet. Behind the arras, I'll convey myself to hear the process. I'll warrant she'll tax him home. Fare you well, my liege. I'll call upon you ere you go to bed and tell you what I know.
Thank you, my friend. Oh, my offense is frank. It smells to heaven. It hath the primal eldest curse upon it. A brother's murder, pray can I not? Though inclination be as sharp as will, my stronger guilt defeats my strong intent. And like a man to double business bound, I stand in pause, where I shall first begin and both neglect. What if this cursed hand were thicker than itself with a brother's blood? Is there no rain enough in the sweet heavens to wash it white as snow? Whereto serves mercy but to confront the visage of offense? And what's in prayer but this twofold force to be forestalled where we come to fall, or pardon being down? Then I'll look up. My fault is past. But oh, what form of prayer can serve my turn? Forgive me, my foul murder! That cannot be, since I am still possessed of the offense for which I did the murder. My crown! Mine own ambition. My queen. May one be pardoned and retain the offense. In the corrupted currents of this world, offence's gilded hand may shove by justice. And oft 'tis seen, the wicked prize itself buys out the law. But 'tis not so, love. There is no shuffling. There the action lies in this true nature, and we ourselves compelled to the very teeth and forehead of our faults to give injustice. What then? What rest? Try what repentance can one can and not when one can it, when one cannot end. O wretched state. Oh, bosom black as death, oh lifeless soul struggling to be free. Help, angels. Make a say. Bow, stubborn knees, and heart with strings of steel.
softest sinews of the newborn babe. Well, maybe we'll.
Why'd I do it? And now he's praying. And now I'll do it. And so he goes to heaven. And so I am revenged. No, this would be scandal. A villain kills my father. And I, his sole son, that same villain sent to heaven. Am I then revenged to take him in the purging of his soul when he is fit and seasoned for his passage? No. When he is drunk, asleep, or in his rage, or in the incestuous pleasures of his bed, then I'll do it, so that his heels might kick at heaven, and his soul may be as damned and black as hell whereto it goes.
My words fly up. My thoughts remain below. Words without thoughts never to heaven go.
To be or not to be, that is the question. Whether 'tis noble or in the mind to suffer the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune, or take arms against a sea of troubles and by opposing end them. To die, to sleep, no more, and by a sleep, to say we end the heartache and the thousand natural shocks which flesh is heir to. A consummation devoutly to be wished, to die, to sleep perchance to dream. Aye, there's the rub, for in that sleep of death what dreams may come. When we have shuffled off this mortal coil must give us pause. There's the respect that makes calamity of so long life. For who would bear the whips and scorns of time, the oppressor's wrong, the proud man's contemplating, the pangs of despising love, which he himself, in his quietest make with bare bodkin? Who would farmers bear to grunt, and sweat under a weary life? Undiscovered country from whose bourne no traveler returns. Puzzles the will and makes us rather bear those ills we have than fly to others we know not of. Conscience does make cowards of us all. Thus the native hue of resolution is sicklied o'er with the pale cast of thought. Enterprises of great pith and moment with disregard their currents turn awry and lose the name of action. My mother stays.
He will come straight, pray you, be round with him.
Mother! Mother! Mother!
Withdraw, I hear him coming.
Mother, thou hast my father much offended.
Oh, now, have you forgot me?
No, my Guru, not so. You are your husband's brother's wife, and would it were not so, you are my mother.
Nay then, I'll set those two that can still speak.
Speak, go not. You shall not budge until I set you up a glass wherein you may see the inmost part of you.
What wilt thou do? Thou wilt not murder me.
What, ho? Ho!
How now, a rat? Dead for a ducat, dead! weeping fool. I took thee for thy better. Take thy fate. Leave the wringing of your hands. Sit you down so I might wring your heart.
What have I done that thou darest wag thy tongue in noise so rude against me?
A very deed that from the body of contraction plucks the very soul, and sweet religion makes a rhapsody of words.
What act?
What devil is it thus that cozen you with woodman blind? Eyes without feeling, feeling without sight, ears without hands or eyes, smelling sense all, but sickly part of one true sense could not so mope. Oh, shame, where is thy blush to live in the rank sweat of an teeming bed, stewed in corruption, honeying over the nasty style?
Oh, speak to me no more. These words like daggers enter in my ears.
A villain and a murderer! And from the shelf the precious diadem had plucked and put it in his pocket.
No more!
A king of shreds and patches! You heavenly guard, hover o'er your wings.
Alas, he's mad.
Dost thou not come my tardy son to chide?
Do not forget. This visitation is but to whet thy almost blunted purpose. But look, amazement on thy mother sits. Oh, stand between her and her fighting soul.
How is it with you, lady?
Alas, how is't with you, that you do bend your eye on vacancy, and with the incorporeal air do hold discourse? O gentle son, whereon do you look?
On him! On him did you nothing see, nor did you nothing hear?
No.
Look where
None.
he goes. My father in his heaven as he lived. Look how he steals away!
This is the very coinage of your brain. This bodiless creation madness is very cunning in.
It is not madness I have spoken, mother. Lay not that mattering unction on your soul that my madness and not your trespass speaks. Repent what's past. Avoid what is to come, and do not spread the compost on the weeds to make them ranker.
Oh, Hamlet, thou hast cleft my heart between.
And throw away the worser part of it and live the better with the other half. I must to England, you know that, mother. There's letters sealed, and my two schoolfellows bear the mandate. This man will send me packing. Do repent what I have done, but heaven hath pleased it so to punish me with this and this with me. I'll lug the guts into a neighbor room. Good night, mother. Come, sir. Draw to an end with you. Good night, mother.
Lord, what I have seen tonight.
What, Gertrude? How does Hamlet?
Mad. As the sea and wind in his lawless fit, he has killed Polonius.
Oh, heavy deed. It had been so with us had we been there. His liberty is full of threats to all, to yourself, to us, to everyone. The sun no sooner shall the mountains touch, but we shall send him hence to England. Ho, Guildenstern, go seek him out.
Oh, come away. My soul is full of discord and dismay.
counsel and not my own. Besides, he demanded of a sponge.
Take you me for a sponge, my lord.
I, one that soaks up the king's rewards, his countenance. What he wants when you have gleaned, it is but squeezing you and sponge, you will be dry again.
Good my lord, I understand you not. You must tell us where the dead body is and go with us to the king!
And take me to him.
He's loved by the distracted multitude, who like not in their judgments, but in their eyes.
How now, Hamlet? Where the dead body is bestowed, we cannot get from him. Now, Hamlet, where is Polonius?
At supper.
At supper!
Not where he eats, but where he is eaten. Certain convocation of politic worms are ye enacting. You worms, emperor, for diet, we fat all others to fat ourselves, and we fat ourselves for maggots. Your fat king, and your lean beggar, but variable service to one table. Why a man may fish with the worm that hath eat of a king, and a man may eat of the fish that is fed of that worm.
By heaven, what do you mean by this?
Only to show you how a king may go the progress through the guts of a beggar.
Where, Polonius?
In heaven. Look for him there. If you find him not there, seek him in the other places. Indeed. If you find him not within the month, you will nose him as you go up the stairs into the lobby.
Go seek him there.
He will stay till ye come.
Hamlet, this deed for thine especial safety, which we do tender as we dearly grieve, for that which thou hast done must send thee hence with fiery quickness. Therefore prepare thyself. The bark is ready, and the wind at help. The associates tend, and everything is bent for England.
For England?
Aye, Hamlet.
Good.
Follow him at foot. Tempt him with speed aboard. Away, pray you, make haste. And England, my love thou hold'st at aught, and mayst not coldly set our sovereign process, which entails in foe and letters congruing to that effect the present death of Hamlet. For like the hectic in my blood he rages, and thou must cure me. Till I know 'tis done, howe'er my haps, my joys were ne'er begun.
Good sir, whose powers are these?
They are of Norway, sir, truly and without addition. We go to gain a little patch of ground that hath in it no profit but the name.
Will please you go, my lord.
Go a little ahead, I'll be with you straight. Witness this army of such mass and charge, led by a delicate and tender prince, trying what is mortal and sure, all that fortune, death, and danger dare, even for an eggshell. How is't with me, as a mother, stained, a father killed, excitements of my reason and my blood, and let all sleep, while To my shame, I see the imminent death of 20,000 men, who for a fiction, fantasy, go to their graves like beds, fighting for a little patch of ground whereon the numbers cannot try the cause, which is not tomb or continent enough to hide the dead. From this hour forth, my thoughts be bloody or be nothing worth.
My lord, 'tis time to come away.
I follow thee.
I will not speak with her.
Her mood will needs be pitied. She speaks much of her father, says she hears those tricks of the world. For good she were spoken with, for she may strew dangerous conjectures and ill-breeding minds.
'Tis my sick soul, as sin's true nature is. Each toy seems prologue to some great amiss. So full of artless jealousy is guilt. It spills itself in fear to be spilt.
Where beauty of majesty they are. How now?
Ophelia.
How shall I my true love know from another one?
Alas, sweet lady, what imports this song?
They pray you, mock. He is dead and gone, lady. He is dead and gone.
Nay, but Ophelia.
Pray you, mock. At his head a grass green turf, at his heels a stone.
Alas, look here.
How do you, pretty lady? Good Lord, we know what we are, but know not what we may be. God, it is your table.
Conceit upon her father.
Pray you, let's have no mention this. But when they ask you what it means, say you this. Then up he rose and donned his clothes and up the chamber door. Let him the maid that out a maid never departed more. Pretty lady, and without mirth I'll make an end on't. Lack and fight for shame. Young men will do it if they come to it. I thought they are to blame. Quoth she, before you tumble me, you promised me to wed. And what I had done by yonder sun, and thou hadst not come to my bed.
How long has she been thus?
I pray all will be well. We must be patient. But I cannot choose but we take that they should lay him in the cold ground. My brother will hear of it. And so I thank you for your good counsel. Come, my coach. Good night, ladies. Good night, sweet ladies. Good night. Good night.
Oh, 'tis the poison of deep grief, Gertrude. Gertrude. When sorrows come, they come not single spies, but in battalions. First her father slain, now your son gone.
Alack, what noise is this?
Ophelia's brothers in secret come from France.
Young Laertes wants not buzzers to infect his ear with pestilent speeches of his father's death. The ocean of appearing of his list eats not the flats with more impetuous haste than young Laertes Verweij's head.
The rabble call the Lord.
The doors are broke.
Where is the king? Sir, stand well without.
No! Let's come in!
I pray, give me leave and guard the door! Thou vile king, give me my father!
Calmly! Good Laertes.
That drop of blood that's cold proclaims me bastard!
Laertes, what is the cause that thy rebellion looks so giant-like?
Let him go, Gertrude. Do not fear our person. There's such divinity doth educate
treason can but peep to what it would. Tell me, Laertes, why thou art thus incensed.
Where is my father?
Dead.
But not by him. How came he dead? Nothing juggled with. To hell allegiance, vows to the blackest devil, I dare damnation. To this point I stand, and both the worlds do give to negligence. Let come what comes! Only I'll be revenged most thoroughly for my father.
Good Laertes, if you desire to know the certainty of your dear father's death, is writ in your revenge that you will draw both friend and foe, winner and loser?
None but his enemies.
Why, now you speak like a good child and a true gentleman, that I am guiltless in your father's death, and most sensible in grief for it. It shall as level to your judgment pierce as day does to your eye. Now, what noise is this? There's room for you. There's some for me, but you must weigh your room the difference. There's a daisy. I give you some violets. They withered all when my father died. Say he made a good end. And then Ophelia again!
Thought, affliction, passion, hell itself. Do you see this God?
Laertes, I must commune with your grief, or you deny me right. Be you content to lend us your patience, that we may jointly labor with your soul to give it due content.
Let this be so. His means of death, his obscure funeral, they cry out to be heard, as 'twere from the heaven to the earth, that I must call it into question.
It shall be so, and where the offense is, let the great axe fall. I pray you go with me. well appears, but now have I a noble father lost, and sister driven to desperate turns, and fire stokes my heart to swift revenge.
Break not your sleeps for that. You must not think we are made of stuff so flat and dull that we can let our beard be shook by danger and think it pastime. We shortly shall learn more. I loved your father, and we love ourselves. And that, I hope, will teach you to imagine. How now, what news? Letters. This to me. This to the queen who brought them here.
Where do the hand, my lord?
'Tis Hamlet's character. High and mighty, you shall know I am set naked on your kingdom. Tomorrow shall I beg leave to see your kingly eyes. Then I shall recount the occasion of my sudden and most strange return. Return? What should this mean? Are all the rest come back?
I'm lost in it, my lord. It warms the very sickness in my heart to know that I shall live and tell him to his teeth, thus diest thou.
If it be so, Laertes, will you be ruled by me?
So long as you will not overrule me to a peace.
To thine own peace. If he be returned, I shall work him to an exploit, under the which he cannot choose but fall. And in his death no wind of blame shall breathe, that even his mother shall call an accident.
My lord, I will be ruled, and would rather it so he would devise me to be the organ.
It falls right. You have been talked of since your travels much, and much by Hamlet speaking, of how you are so masterly a man in art and exercise of your defense, and for your rapier, most especially. I recall Hamlet exclaimed, envenomed in his envy, "'Twould be a sight indeed if one could match Laertes."
What out of this, my lord?
Hamlet's return shall know you are come home. We'll put on that which praise your excellence, that he, being remiss, will not peruse the foils, so that with ease or a little shuffling, you may choose a sword unbated, and in a passive practice, requite him for your father. What say you? Will you prove yourself your father's son in deed more than in words?
I'll do it. And for that purpose, I'll anoint my sword. I bought an unction of poison, so mortal that the dip a blade in it, where it draws blood, no antidote so rare that can save the thing from death. It is but scratch withal. I'll touch my point with this contagion, that if I gall him slightly, it may be death.
Let's further think on this. If we should fail, and our drift look through our bad reflection, we'll make a solemn wager on your cunnings. When in your action you are hot and dry, that make your bout more violent to that end, that he should call for drink, I shall have prepared him a chalice for the nonce, whereon but sipping, if he by chance escape your venom stuck, our purpose shall hold there. How now, sweet queen?
One woe doth tread upon another's heels, so fast they follow. Your sister's drowned, Laertes.
Drowned? Where?
There is a willow, grows a slanted brook, that shows his hoar leaves in the glassy stream. There, with fantastic garlands did she come of crowflowers, nettles, daisies, and long purples that liberal shepherds give a grosser name, but our cold maids do. Dead men's fingers call them.
poor netweeds clambering to hang an envious sliver broke. And down her weedy trophies and herself fell in the weeping brook. Her clothes spread wide mermaid-like, the while they bore her up, which time she chanted snatches of old tunes, as one incapable of her own distress, or like a creature native and endued unto that element. But long it could not be, till that her garments, heavy with their drink, pulled the poor wretch from her melodious sleigh to muddy death.
Too much of water hast thou, poor Ophelia, and therefore I forbid my tears. But yet it is our trick. Nature her custom holds. Let shame say what it will. Adieu, my lord. I have a speech of fire that fain would blaze. But that this folly doubts it.
Let's follow, Gertrude. How much have I had to do to calm his rage? Now I fear this may all give it start again. Gertrude, let's follow.
In youth when I did love, he thought it was very sweet.
Thou so little feeling in his business that he sings at grave making?
Custom hath made it into the proper easiness.
That skull had a tongue in it once and could speak. Why, it might be a politician, one who would circumvent God.
Or a courtier which would say, Good morrow, sweet lord, how dost thou, good lord?
And e'en now, my lady worms. Did these bones cost no more the breeding than to play at loggets with them? Mine ache to think on it.
A pickaxe and a spade, for in the shroud and sheet, oh pit of clay for two being made for such a guest as
Yeet! There's another! Why does he suffer this rude knave to knock him about the sconce with a dirty shovel? I'll speak to him. Ceara, whose grave is this?
mine, sir.
I think it be thine, for thou liest in it.
You liest out on sir, and therefore it is not yours. For my part, I do not lie in it, yet it is mine.
I think thou liest to say that it is thine, for it's for the dead, not for the quick. Therefore, being in it and saying it is thine, thou liest.
It is a quick lie, sir.
Now, what man do you dig it for?
For no man.
What woman then?
For none neither.
Who is to be buried in it?
Why, one that was once a woman, but rest her soul, she's dead.
How absolute the knave is! We will have to speak by the card, Horatio. Equivocation will undo us. How long hast thou been a grave maker?
Of all the days the year, I came to it the day that our last King Hamlet overcame Fortinbras.
And how long ago was that?
Cannot you tell that? Any fool can tell that. It was the day that young Hamlet was born. He that is mad and said to England,
Why was he sent to England?
why, because he was mad. He shan't recover his Here's the skull now. The skull hath lain in the earth some 3 and 10 years.
Whose was it?
A pestilence on him for a mad rogue. The skull, sir, was Yorick's, the king's jester. You see it.
Alas, poor Yorick. I knew him, Horatio, a fellow of infinite jest, of most excellent fancy. Why, he hath borne me on his back 1,000 times, yet how abhorred it is in my imagination now. My gorge rims at it. Here hung those lips I have kissed I know not how oft. Not one now to mock your own grinning. Where are your jibes now, your gambols, your fits of merriment that were wont to set the table on a roar? Get you to my lady's chambers. Tell her to paint an inch thick, yet still to this favor she will come. Tell me one thing, Horatio.
What's that?
Do you think Alexander looked thus in the earth?
E'en so.
And smelt so?
In faith, I think it so.
Imagination may trace the noble dust of Alexander till he find him stopping a bunghole.
And the imperious Caesar, dead and turned to clay, might stop the hole to keep the wind away.
Oh, that earth that held this world in awe should patch a wall to expel the winter's flaw. But, sorry, I hear someone coming.
What ceremony else?
Her obsequies have been as far and large as we have borne these. She should in ground unsanctified have lodged to the last trumpet, yet here she is allowed her virgin krantz of vellum burial.
Must there no more be done?
No more to be done. We should profane the service of the dead to sing a requiem and such rest to her as to peace-parted souls.
Lay her in the earth, and from her fair and unpolluted flesh may violets spring. I tell thee, churlish priest, a ministering angel shall my sister be, when thou liest howling.
What, the fair Ophelia?
Sweets to the sweet, farewell. I thought thy bride bed to have decked, sweet maid, and not to have strewn thy grave. No, no. Hold off the earth a while, till I have once more caught her in my arms. Now pile your dust on us. The quick edge dead, till of this splotch of mountain you have made.
Whose phrase of grief conjures the wandering stars and makes them stand like wonder-wounded hearers. It is I, Hamlet.
The devil take thy soul!
Thou prayest not well. Take thy fingers from my throat. I have not any rations split it, but I have any something dangerous. Pull out thy hands.
Clap them asunder! Hamlet!
Good my lord, be quiet. I loved Ophelia. 40,000 brothers could not with all their quantity of love make up my sum. What wilt thou do for her?
Oh, he is mad, Laertes.
For the love of God, forbear him!
Nay, what would thou do? Would weep, would fight, would fast, would tear thyself? Dost thou come here to whine? Dwell proud me with leaping into her grave? Be buried quick with her, and so will I. Nay, and thou rant as well as thou.
This is mere madness. And thus a wild fit will work on him, anon as patient as the female dove.
Why is it that you use me thus? I loved you ever, but it is no matter.
strengthened your patience in our last night's speech, and put the matter to present push. Good Gertrude, set some watch over your son. His grave shall have a living monument. An hour of quiet shortly shall we see. Till then, in patience our proceeding be.
Here's the commission. Read it at your leisure. Herein, I found writ the exact command that upon reading and supervise of this letter, my head should be struck off. But wilt thou hear me how I did proceed?
I beseech you.
Being thus benetted round with villainies, I sat me down, devised a new commission, wrote it fair with earnest conjuration from the king that upon the receiving of these letters, he should the bearers put to sudden death.
How was this sealed?
With my father's signet. I had it in my purse. The changeling never will be known.
Yet how came you to Denmark back again?
Obtained by pirates.
So Guildenstern and Rosencrantz go to it.
They are not near my conscience.
The king will shortly know what business is at England.
It's not perfect conscience to quit him with this hand. But I am sorry, Horatio, that to Laertes I forgot myself, for in the image of my cause I see the portraiture of his. I'll court his favors. Please, what noise is this?
Your lordship is right. Welcome back to Denmark.
I humbly thank thee. Dost thou know this water fly? No. Then thy state is the more gracious for it, for 'tis a vice to know him.
Sweet lord, if your lordship were at leisure, I have a thing I should impart to you from his majesty. Here is newly come to court Laertes, the king, sir, hath wagered with him 6 Barbary horses, against with which he has imposed, as I take it, 6 French rapiers and poniards. The king, sir, hath laid it in a 12 passes between yourself and him. He shall not exceed in 3 hits. He hath laid on 12 for 9, and it would come to immediate trial if your lordship would vouchsafe the answer.
How is it if I say no?
I mean, my lord, the opposition of your person in trial.
His purse is empty already. All his golden words are spent.
Sir, I will.
Walk a while in the hall. If it please his majesty, let the foils be brought, the gentleman willing. I'll win for him in as I can. If I lose, I gain naught but my shame in the odd hits.
I commend my duty to your lordship.
Yours, yours.
You will lose this wager, Hamlet.
I think not so. Since he has gone into France, I've been in continual practice. You would not think how ill all's here about my heart.
Nay, good my Hamlet.
Tis but foolery.
If your mind dislike anything, obey it. I will forestall their repair hither and say you are not fit.
Not a whit. You defy augury. There's a certain providence in the fall of a sparrow. If it be now, 'tis not to come. If it be not to come, it will be now. The readiness is all. Let be. have done you wrong. As you are a gentleman, pardon it. This presence knows, and you must need have heard how I am punished with sore distraction. What I have done that might your reason, honor, and exception roughly awake, I do proclaim, was madness. Hamlet is of the faction wronged. His madness is Hamlet's enemy. My disclaiming from a purpose evil free me so far in your thoughts. I've shot my arrow over the house and hurt my brother.
I am satisfied in nature, whose purpose in this case should stir me most to my revenge. But in terms of honor, I stand aloof, and will no reconcilement. I do receive your offered love like love, and will not wrong it.
I embrace it freely. Shall this brother's wager frankly play? Come, the foils.
One for me.
I'll be your foil, Laertes. In mine ignorance, thy skill shall, like a star in the darkest night, stick fiery off indeed.
You mock me, sir.
No, by this hand, not so.
Cousin Hamlet, you know the wager?
Yes, your majesty has placed the odds on the weaker side.
I do not fear it. I have seen you both. Since he is better, we have therefore odds.
This foil is too heavy. Give me another.
This likes me well. These foils all have a length.
Set me the stoops of wine upon that table. If Hamlet shall give the first or second hit, or quit in answer of the third exchange, the king shall drink to Hamlet's better breath. And in this cup a union shall he throw, richer than that which 4 successive kings in Denmark's crown have worn. The king dunks to Hamlet. Come, begin, and you, the judges, bear a wary eye.
Come on.
Come, my lord.
No. Judgment! A hit! A very palpable hit. Stay, give me drink. Hamlet, this pearl is thine. Here's to thy health. Give him the cup.
No. Set it aside a while. I'll play this bout first.
A touch, and you confess. Our son shall live. Come, Hamlet, take my napkin, rub thy brow. The queen arouses to thy fortune, Hamlet. Could Gertrude do not drink? I will, my lord. I pray you pardon. 'Tis the poisoned cup. It is too late.
I dare not drink yet, madam. By and by.
Come, let me wipe thy face.
My lord, I'll hit him now.
I do not think it.
And yet, 'tis almost against my conscience.
Come for the third, Laertes. You do but dally. Pass with your best violence. I fear you make a wanton of me.
Say you so. Come on, then!
Nothing. Other way.
How about you now?
Hark that they are incensed.
Come again!
They do on both sides, how is my lord?
Those Laertes blind as a woodcock to my own springe. Justly am I killed by my own treachery.
How does the queen?
She swoons to see them bleed.
No! No.
The drink. The drink. Come hither. My dear Hamlet, the drink. The drink. I am poisoned.
Oh, villainy! Let the doors be shut! Treachery! Seek it out!
It is here, Hamlet. Hamlet, thou art slain. There's not a medicine in the world can do thee good. Thou hast not lived thee more than half an hour of life. The foul practice hath turned itself on me. Lo, here I lie, never to rise again. The instrument is in thy hand, unbaited and envenomed. poisoned. I can no more. The king. The king's to blame.
The point envenomed too. Envenom to thy work.
Oh, yet defend me, friends, I am but hurt!
Thou damned, murderous, incestuous dame! Is thy union here? And follow my mother.
Help! Oh, the king is dead!
Exchange forgiveness with me, Hamlet. Mine and my father's deaths come not on you, nor thine on me.
Heaven make you free of it. Oh, wretched queen and dear. I am dead, Horatio. Had I put time, I could tell you. Horatio, I am dead. Thou livest. Report my cause aright to the unsatisfied.
Never believe it. I am more antique Roman than Dane who's yet some liquor left.
No, give me the cup. By heaven, oh What warlike noise is this?
Fortinbras with conquest come from Poland sounds his warlike folly.
The potent poison quite o'ercrows my spirit. I cannot live to hear the news. I am dead, Horatio. What a wounded name I leave behind me, things standing thus unknown. If thy ever held me in thy heart, absent thee from felicity a while and draw thy breath in this harsh world, to tell my story. The rest is silence.
Now cracks a noble heart. Good night, sweet prince. And flights of angels sing thee to thy rest.
for the crew and the pro team and everyone else who made us able